After 60. Do this to avoid dementia. For science-backed tips. Well, hello there, my friend. Come on in and make yourself comfortable. You know, just the other day, I was talking with my neighbor Margaret, lovely woman, sharp as a tack at 75, and she said something that really stuck with me. She was standing in her kitchen, holding her reading glasses, and she just froze. "What was I looking for?" she said, laughing but with that little hint of worry in her eyes. My mind feels like a sieve these days. Sound familiar? That moment when you walk into a room and forget why you're there, or when a name dances right on the tip of your tongue but won't come out. We've all been there, haven't we? And it's natural to wonder, is this just normal aging, or could it be something more? Now, I want you to take a deep breath with me. In and out. Good. Because here's what the science tells us. Dementia is not an inevitable part of getting older. Not by a long shot. In fact, researchers at Johns Hopkins found that up to 40% of dementia cases could be prevented or delayed through lifestyle changes. Isn't that remarkable? That's nearly half. So if you're sitting there thinking, well, what can I do about it? Oh, my friend, you can do plenty. And it's not about drastic overhauls or scary medical procedures. It's about simple, science-backed habits that fit right into the life you're already living. Over our time together in this series, we want to walk through 4 powerful, research-supported ways to protect that beautiful mind of yours. We'll talk about how to nourish your brain with the right foods, how to keep it nimble with mental workouts, the surprising power of staying connected with others. And today, we start with the very foundation movement. That's right. The simple, joyful act of moving your body might just be your brain's best friend. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Exercise? Really? At my age, maybe you've got a tricky knee, or your back isn't what it used to be. Or perhaps the idea of running a marathon sounds about as appealing as climbing Mount Everest. But here's the beautiful part. We're not talking about anything extreme. Not even close. The kind of movement that protects your brain is gentle, accessible, and honestly, it can feel more like a gift than a chore. Let me tell you about my friend Arthur. He's 82, walks with a cane, and swore he'd never set foot in a gym. But his granddaughter convinced him to try something called walking meetings. Instead of sitting for his weekly coffee with friends, they stroll slowly around the park. Just 20 minutes, twice a week. After a few months, Arthur told me he feels clearer-headed than he has in years. It's like someone dusted off the old filing cabinet upstairs, he said. And he's not imagining things. See, when you move your body, something magical happens inside your head. Blood flow increases, delivering oxygen and nutrients your brain cells crave. But that's not all. Exercise actually triggers your brain to release a protein called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of BDNF like Miracle-Gro for your mind. It helps your brain cells grow, connect, and even protects them from damage. A study from the University of British Columbia found that regular aerobic exercise actually increases the size of the hippocampus. That's the memory center of your brain, in adults over 60. Imagine that. Growing new brain territory just by moving. Now the best part, you don't need fancy equipment or expensive memberships. In fact, one of the most powerful brain-boosting exercises is absolutely free and available right outside your door walking. Just good old-fashioned walking. Aim for a pace where you can talk, but might find it a bit hard to sing. That's your sweet spot. Start with just 10 minutes a day if that's what feels manageable. Consistency is far more important than intensity. But walking isn't the only way. Water aerobics is wonderful if joints are a concern. The buoyancy takes the pressure off while still giving you resistance. Gardening counts too. Bending, reaching, planting. It's a whole body movement that feeds your soul as well as your brain. Even chair exercises, like seated leg lifts or gentle arm circles, make a difference. The key is to find something you enjoy, because if it feels good, you'll keep doing it. Now, I want you to try something with me right now. Seriously, wherever you are. Ready? We're going to do the sunrise stretch. It's perfect for first thing in the morning or when you've been sitting too long. Slowly raise your arms up toward the sky, like you're greeting the sun. Breathe in deeply as you lift. Hold for a count of 3, and then gently lower them back down as you breathe out. Feels good, doesn't it? That simple motion is already sending fresh energy to your brain. Remember Mrs. Henderson from my church? She started with just 5 minutes of gentle stretching like this every morning while her coffee brewed. Within weeks, she noticed she wasn't misplacing her keys nearly as often. It's like my thoughts just line up better, she told me. That's the BDNF getting to work. The goal isn't exhaustion. It's about waking up your body and reminding your brain it's alive and valued. Think of it as a daily conversation with your body. I see you. I honor you. And we're in this together. So what might this look like for you? Maybe it's parking a little farther from the grocery store entrance, taking the stairs instead of the elevator for one flight, putting on your favorite music, and dancing while you fold laundry. Or yes, like Arthur, turning a chat with a friend into a leisurely walk. The form doesn't matter nearly as much as the feeling, that sense of vitality, of blood humming through your veins, of being vibrantly alive. Because here's the truth, my dear friend. Every step you take, every stretch you make, isn't just about today. It's an investment in all your tomorrows. It's you saying, my mind matters. My memories matter. The stories I have yet to tell and the moments I have yet to cherish matter. And that is powerful. Now, I'd love to hear what kind of movement brings you joy. Do you have a favorite walk in your neighborhood? A stretch that makes you sigh with relief? Share it in the comments below. Your idea might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. Next time, we'll explore another powerful pillar of brain health, one that involves your kitchen and your taste buds. We'll dive into the delicious world of brain-nourishing foods, the simple swaps you can make starting with your very next meal, and why certain flavors might just become your mind's best friends. It's going to be both practical and tasty, I promise. Until then, keep moving with kindness toward yourself. You know, after our last chat about moving your body, I received the loveliest emails and comments. So many of you shared stories about rediscovering the joy of walking, trying water aerobics for the first time, or simply stretching with your morning coffee like Mrs. Henderson. It truly warms my heart to know we're on this journey together, taking these powerful little steps for our precious minds. Now, remember how I teased something delicious last time? Well, here it is. Holds up the berry bowl. This, my dear friend, isn't just a snack. Think of it as sunshine and protection, packed into every juicy bite. Because today, we're diving into the second powerful, science-backed way to keep your mind sharp and vibrant, feeding your brain the nourishment it truly craves. Just like that prized rose bush in your garden needs the right soil and nutrients to bloom spectacularly, your magnificent brain needs specific fuel to thrive, especially as the years go by. It's not about restrictive diets or counting every single calorie. Goodness knows we've had enough of that in our lives. This is about making simple, joyful choices that add layers of protection, bite by delicious bite. Think back to Margaret, my neighbor who sometimes feels like her mind is a sieve. Well, she made a small shift that had a surprisingly big impact. Instead of her usual afternoon cookie, which she still enjoys occasionally, mind you, she started having a small bowl of mixed berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, with a dollop of plain yogurt. Within a few weeks, she told me, you know, I'm not searching for my glasses quite as often. And that crossword puzzle, I'm finishing it faster. That's no coincidence. Those little berries are bursting with antioxidants called flavonoids, powerful warriors that fight inflammation and oxidative stress, two major troublemakers linked to cognitive decline. Studies, like one from Harvard following nurses for decades, show that people who regularly eat berries tend to have slower rates of memory decline. But it's not just about berries, lovely as they are. Imagine your brain's grocery list filled with color. Deep, vibrant greens like spinach, kale, and broccoli are packed with vitamin K, folate, and lutein, all brain-boosting superstars. Think of them as little cleaners, helping sweep away harmful substances. Bright orange sweet potatoes and carrots bring beta-carotene, another antioxidant hero. And those gorgeous reds and purples and berries and grapes? More of those fantastic flavonoids. Now, let's talk about the heart of the matter, literally. What's good for your heart is almost always fantastic for your brain. That's where the magic of healthy fats comes in. Have you heard of the Mediterranean way of eating? It's not really a diet in the strict sense. It's more like eating as if you're on a lovely, sun-drenched vacation. It emphasizes things like olive oil, that beautiful, golden liquid. Swapping out butter for a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil on your veggies, or in your cooking, is a brilliant brain-protective move. Olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fats and powerful compounds called polyphenol that help reduce inflammation throughout your body, including your precious brain. And then there are the omega-3 fatty acids. These are like the ultimate brain lubricants and building blocks. They're essential for building and maintaining brain cell membranes and keeping communication between brain cells firing smoothly. Where do we find these gems? Think fatty fish. Salmon, mackerel, sardines, herring. Try to invite them to your table a couple of times a week. Don't fancy fish? That's okay. Walnuts, flax seeds, and chia seeds are wonderful plant-based sources. Sprinkle them on your oatmeal or yogurt. My friend Bert, who's never been much of a fish eater, started adding a tablespoon of ground flaxseed to his morning smoothie. He jokes that it's his brain sawdust, but he swears he feels more mentally alert. Here's a simple principle I love. Add before you subtract. Instead of focusing on taking things away you enjoy, though we might gently reduce some troublemakers like sugary drinks and highly processed snacks, focus on adding these brain-loving superstars. Can you add a handful of spinach to your scrambled eggs? Toss some berries into your cereal? Snack on a few walnuts instead of chips? Use olive oil for your next sauté. These small additions pile up into powerful protection. Let me share a little story about Mrs. Evans down the street. She's 78 and fiercely independent. She told me she felt overwhelmed by all the diet advice out there. So she started with just one change: Blueberry Mondays. Every Monday, without fail, she has blueberries with her breakfast. It became her ritual, her little gift to her brain. After a few months, she realized she was remembering her great-grandchildren's birthdays more easily. That one small, consistent habit made noticeable difference. It proves you don't need a complete overhaul overnight. Now, what about those things we might want to enjoy a little less often? Highly processed foods, things like packaged cakes, sugary cereals, deli meats, and fried fast food, often contain unhealthy fats, excess sugar, and salt, and lack those vital nutrients. They can increase inflammation, which is like throwing sand into the delicate gears of your brain. Think of them as occasional guests, not regulars at your table. And sugary drinks? They can cause blood sugar spikes and crashes that leave you feeling foggy. Swapping soda for sparkling water with a squeeze of lemon or lime is a refreshing, brain-friendly choice. The beauty is, cooking and eating for your brain can be a deeply enjoyable, even social experience. It's about savoring flavors, trying new recipes, maybe that simple salmon dish your granddaughter sent you, and sharing meals with loved ones. There's something profoundly nourishing about breaking bread together, isn't there? That connection feeds our souls as well as our bodies, and we'll talk more about that vital social piece soon. So, my dear friend, as you think about your next meal or snack, ask yourself gently, what colorful, whole foods can I invite onto my plate today? What small, delicious step can I take to nourish this incredible mind of mine? Maybe it's adding those berries, choosing salmon for dinner, or simply reaching for the olive oil instead of the butter. Every bite is a choice, and every choice is an act of love for the memories you cherish and the stories you have yet to tell. I'd absolutely love to hear, what's one brain-loving food you enjoy, or one you'd like to try adding more often? Share your thoughts or a simple recipe tip in the comments below. Your idea might inspire someone else on this path. Maybe you have a favorite way to prepare salmon or a trick for adding more greens. Let's share and learn from each other. Now, we've tended to the body with movement and nourished it with good food. Next time, we'll explore something just as vital, but perhaps a little less obvious: the incredible power of connection. We'll look at how staying engaged with others, sharing laughter and stories, isn't just good for the soul. It's like a powerful vitamin for your brain itself. It's truly fascinating, and I can't wait to share it with you. Until then, be kind to yourself, savor your meals, and know you're doing something wonderful for your mind. I was just flipping through this old album. Look at this picture. That's me and my college roommate, Sarah, laughing until we cried at some silly joke I can't even remember now. But that feeling? The warmth, the connection? That stays with you, doesn't it? After our last chat about feeding our brains with all those colorful, delicious foods, it got me thinking. There's another kind of nourishment we simply cannot overlook, especially when it comes to protecting our precious minds. It's not found on a plate, but in the heart. Today, we're diving into the third, profoundly powerful science-backed tip: nurturing your connections and staying socially engaged. Now, I know what might cross your mind. Socializing, isn't that just nice? Pleasant? Oh, it's so much more than that, my dear friend. Think of your brain like a beautiful, intricate garden. Movement is like tending the soil. Good food is the sunshine and rain, and social connection. That's the rich, fertile compost that makes everything else flourish. It's not just about avoiding loneliness, though that's incredibly important. It's about actively feeding your brain the stimulation and support it desperately needs to stay resilient. Let me tell you about my Uncle Frank. Sharp as a tack his whole life, loved a good debate, and could tell stories that had everyone in stitches. But after Aunt Clara passed, he slowly started withdrawing. Stopped going to his weekly chess club. Didn't return calls as quickly. He said he was just enjoying the quiet. But over time, his family noticed he wasn't quite as quick, seemed a little more foggy. It wasn't dementia, thank goodness, but it was a wake-up call. His doctor gently explained that isolating himself was like putting his brain on standby. When Frank started forcing himself, even when he didn't feel like it, to have coffee with his old chess buddy once a week, and then joined a senior book club at the library, the change was remarkable. The spark came back. His focus improved. He felt sharper. That wasn't just coincidence. That was neuroscience in action. Here's what the research shows, and it's truly compelling. Strong social ties are linked to a significantly lower risk of cognitive decline and dementia. Studies from places like the Harvard School of Public Health have followed people for years and consistently found that those with rich social networks and regular, meaningful engagement tend to maintain better cognitive function as they age. Why is that? Well, every time you have a real conversation, not just small talk, but sharing ideas, recalling memories, listening intently, maybe even debating a point, you're giving your brain an incredible workout. You're activating memory centers, language processing, emotional regulation, and problem-solving areas all at once. It's like a full-brain boot camp disguised as a chat over tea. It's not just about the mental gymnastics, though. Feeling connected, valued, and understood reduces chronic stress. And stress, my friend, is like pouring corrosive acid on your brain cells over time. Cortisol, that stress hormone, can actually damage the hippocampus, that crucial memory hub we talked about earlier. Laughter with a friend, feeling supported during a tough time, the simple comfort of being heard, these things lower cortisol and boost feel-good hormones like oxytocin, creating a protective, calming environment where your brain can thrive. Now, staying socially engaged doesn't mean you have to be the life of every party or host big gatherings if that's not your style. Not at all. This is about finding the kind of connection that feels authentic and nourishing to you. It's about quality, not quantity. Maybe it's your weekly ritual, like Frank's chess game or book club. A standing date gives you something to look forward to and keeps you accountable. Maybe it's coffee every Tuesday with a neighbor, or a phone call with your sister every Sunday morning while you both do the crossword. Sharing a passion. Do you love gardening? Join or start a local garden club. Enjoy bird watching. Find a group for walks. Love history? Volunteer as a docent at a museum. Sharing an interest gives you an instant connection and endless things to talk about. The power of small moments. Don't underestimate the brief, warm interactions. A meaningful chat with the cashier at your grocery store who knows your name. Exchanging gardening tips over the fence with your neighbor. Even a friendly wave and smile to the mail carrier. These micro-connections weave a safety net of belonging. Bridging the gap. If family lives far away, regular video calls can be a lifeline. Set up a simple time each week. Share photos. Talk about your day. Ask about theirs. Teach a grandchild a card game over the screen. Technology, when we embrace it gently, can be a powerful connector. Giving back, volunteering, even just an hour or two a week, is a double win. You connect with others, fellow volunteers, and those you help, and you gain a powerful sense of purpose. Another key ingredient for brain health: helping at a community kitchen, reading to children at the library, or even knitting hats for newborns creates connection and meaning. Remember Arthur, who started those walking meetings? Well, that simple act combined two powerful pillars: movement and social connection. He wasn't just walking. He was chatting, reminiscing, debating local news with his friends. His brain was getting a double dose of goodness. Think about Margaret again. After our berry talk, she also realized she'd been saying no to invitations too often. So she made a pact with herself: say yes to one social thing a week, even if she felt a little tired. Sometimes it was just meeting a friend for soup at the local diner. Other times it was joining the community choir. She discovered she loves to sing. She told me, "It's not always easy to get out the door, but I never regret it once I'm there. I come home feeling lighter and sharper." Here's a little something you can try right now. Think of one person who brings you joy or whose conversation you genuinely enjoy. Maybe it's an old friend, a family member, or even that friendly neighbor. Right after we finish talking, why not reach out? Give them a call just to say hello and see how they're doing. Don't plan an agenda, just connect. Notice how you feel during and after that conversation. That warmth, that little buzz, that's your brain thanking you. It's also okay to acknowledge that social circles can change as we get older. Friends move, pass away, or interests shift. That's natural. The key is to be open to forming new connections, however small they might start. Strike up a conversation with someone new at an activity you enjoy. Join a class at the community center. You might be surprised at the wonderful people waiting to cross your path. Protecting your mind isn't just about what you do for yourself. It's deeply intertwined with who you do it with. Your people, your friends, family, community, are part of your brain's essential support system. They challenge you, comfort you, make you laugh, and remind you that you belong. That sense of belonging, of being woven into the fabric of life, is powerful medicine for your cognitive well-being. So, my dear friend, who will you connect with today? Is there a small social step you've been thinking about taking? I'd be so touched if you shared it in the comments below. Did you call that friend? Join a new group? Or maybe you have a wonderful story about how a connection lifted your spirits. Let's inspire each other with our journeys. We've moved our bodies, nourished them with good food, and fed our souls with connection. Next time, we'll explore the fourth and final pillar, one that's all about keeping that beautiful mind of yours curious, playful, and constantly learning. It's about finding joy in the challenge and discovering that your brain has an incredible capacity to grow, right now, at this wonderful stage of life. It's going to be inspiring, I promise. Until then, reach out, connect, and cherish the people who light up your world. Look at us. We've walked together through movement, savored the delicious world of brain-nourishing foods, and felt the profound warmth of staying connected. Now, as we sit here, perhaps with a cup of tea, just like the one I'm enjoying, we come to the fourth, and perhaps most delightful, science-backed pillar for keeping your mind vibrant and resilient, igniting your curiosity, and embracing lifelong learning. Think of your magnificent brain not as a static museum piece, but as a living, breathing garden, one that thrives on new growth. Just like that prized rose bush needs pruning and new shoots to flourish, your mind needs novelty, challenge, and the simple joy of discovery to stay strong. It's not about cramming for exams or mastering quantum physics. It's about playful exploration, keeping that inner spark alive, and reminding your brain it has an incredible, lifelong capacity to grow. You know Bert, who added flaxseed to his smoothie. Well, his granddaughter challenged him to something new, learning video calls. Now, Bert wouldn't have called himself techie. At first, it was all fumbles, accidentally turning his camera off, forgetting the mute button. But he stuck with it, chuckling at his mistakes. And you know what happened? Not only can he now see his great-grandbaby smile every week, but he found himself feeling sharper overall. Figuring out that silly little app made my old gears feel oiled again, he told me. That feeling? That's his brain building new neural pathways, literally forging fresh connections between cells. This ability is called neuroplasticity, and the glorious news is, It doesn't retire when we do. Studies using brain scans show that seniors engaging in new learning activities develop denser, more connected brain networks, creating a powerful buffer against decline, what scientists call cognitive reserve. So, what does lifelong learning look like in real life? It's anything that gently stretches your mind beyond its usual routines. It doesn't have to be complex or time-consuming. The key is finding something that feels like play, not pressure. Here's the beautiful part. The possibilities are endless and deeply personal. Rediscover an old love. Did you play piano as a child? Dust off those sheet music skills. Loved sketching. Grab a pad and some pencils. Revisiting a past passion feels wonderfully familiar, yet offers new challenges. Mrs. Henderson, our morning stretcher? She joined a gentle watercolor class at the community center. Mixing the colors feels like magic, she said. And I don't care if my trees look like blobs. It's the trying that feels good. Embrace the utterly new. Always wanted to understand bird songs? Download a simple app and learn to identify 5 common ones in your backyard. Curious about the stars? Borrow a beginner's astronomy book from the library. Fascinated by another culture? Try learning a few pleasant phrases in a new language. Apps like Duolingo make it feel like a game. Remember Arthur? After his walking meetings became routine, he started listening to history podcasts during his solo walks. Feels like I'm traveling through time. He beams. Find the challenge in the everyday. Turn routine into a mini brain game. Try brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand. Take a different route to the store and consciously notice new details. The color of a door, the shape of a tree. Do a crossword puzzle or Sudoku while waiting for the kettle to boil. Cook a new recipe without following the instructions step by step first. Read it all. Then try to remember the sequence as you cook. Engage your hands. Activities that combine thinking and doing are particularly potent. Knitting or crocheting a simple pattern requires focus, counting, and spatial awareness. Gardening involves planning, problem-solving, pesky aphids, and sensory engagement. Woodworking, model building, or even intricate jigsaw puzzles all demand attention to detail and hand-eye coordination, giving your brain a fantastic workout. The power of why. Simply cultivate curiosity. When you see something interesting, a unique cloud formation, an article about space exploration, how your grandchild's new gadget works, ask how or why. Look it up later or ask someone. Nurturing that sense of wonder keeps your mind actively seeking and processing information. Here's a little secret. The process of learning, the gentle effort, the occasional stumble and recovery, is far more important for your brain than achieving perfection. It's the engagement that builds resilience. Think of it like this. Lifting a weight strengthens your muscle, whether you lift it perfectly or with a little wobble. The same is true for your brain. Be kind to yourself. Celebrate the effort, the curiosity, the willingness to try. Remember Margaret? Along with her berries and her yes to social outings, she decided to challenge her long-held belief that she was bad at puzzles. She bought a simple 100-piece jigsaw and set it up on her card table. At first, it was frustrating, but she committed to just 10 minutes a day. Slowly, piece by piece, it came together. The satisfaction wasn't just in finishing the picture. It was in proving to herself she could learn a new way of seeing. My brain felt tingly afterwards, she laughed. In a good way. Now, my dear friend, as we bring our 4 powerful pillars together, let's pause and see how beautifully they intertwine to build a fortress of protection for your precious mind. Move your body. Gets the blood and BDNF flowing. Building brain structure. Nourish with good food. Provides the essential nutrients and fights inflammation. Nurture connection. Reduces stress. Provides mental workouts and offers vital support. Ignite curiosity. Builds new neural pathways and creates cognitive reserve. It's not about doing everything perfectly every single day. Life happens. Some days you might walk, but skip the puzzle. Other days you might enjoy a long chat with a friend, but eat a simpler meal. That's absolutely okay. This is about weaving these science-backed habits into the rich tapestry of your unique life, step by gentle step, with kindness as your guide. Think of it as building your brain savings account. Every walk, Every colorful meal, every heartfelt conversation, every moment of playful learning, each one is a deposit, and the interest compounds over time, building a reserve of resilience that helps protect your memories, your independence, and your joy for years to come. So, what's one small, curious step you could take this week? Maybe it's borrowing a book on a topic you know nothing about, trying that free online drawing tutorial, learning the names of 3 constellations, or simply paying closer attention to the intricate details of a flower on your next walk. I'd be thrilled if you shared your idea, or a story about something new you've tried, in the comments below. Your courage to explore might light the way for someone else. Remember Uncle Frank? After reconnecting socially, he decided to learn basic guitar chords from his grandson. His fingers are stiff, the chords don't always ring clear, but the laughter in that room, the shared focus, the newness of it all, it's medicine for his soul and his synapses. You, my friend, hold incredible power. The power to nurture your mind, protect your memories, and live with vibrant clarity. It's not about defying age, but embracing it with wisdom and care. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Be patient and persistent. Celebrate every effort, no matter how small. Thank you for joining me on this journey. It's been an honor to share these science-backed steps with you. If these conversations have sparked something for you, if you found even one tip helpful, I'd be so grateful if you'd give this video a thumbs up. It helps others find this important information. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. We'll keep exploring ways to live fully, vibrantly, and healthfully through every wonderful chapter of life. Because this isn't goodbye, it's see you soon. Here's to your sharp mind, your joyful heart, and the countless beautiful moments still ahead. Keep moving, keep nourishing, keep connecting, keep learning. You are remarkable. Now go shine your light.